Hey, what's going on, guys? This is BunnyMuffins. I got a special video for you guys today. We are going to be doing an unranked to gold gameplay of only 9 cultists. So if you ever want to know how to play cultists and you want to go for 9 of them, and if you're maybe wondering like, oh, how do I get to the next rank? This video is for you. We are going to be playing it in 4 games today, and I'll just show you like the basics of how to do it. And you could do this at any elo, but I think it works much better in lower elo, as I recently said in my most recent meta snapshot. So let's just get right into it. We have the cultist chosen Elise here. I obviously do not go for this composition unless I have a chosen cultist, and we got that right here to start the game. So I'm gonna do what's called like a slow roll for this build, and I'm gonna try to get 3-star Elise, 3-star TF, like 3-star as much as I can, because all of your cultists get stronger the higher the star power your characters are. So another thing to note, you guys may notice the language. I am playing on the Japanese server, so I'm not sure if you guys can hear the sound of this, but it's pretty cool. Like, the sounds are different from what I'm normally hearing, so it is kind of like a little interesting in that aspect. But yeah, I decided to go on a new server just to try something a little different, and like, I don't know, like I've never really played on a different server. I'm gonna have high ping, but that's all good there. So we get the Twisted Fate here. That's perfect because we want to get the 3 cultists to start the game. If you can't get that, you just play whatever 2-stars you can get, or just like whatever synergies you can throw in. And at this point, I am looking to get keepers, because keepers are the best synergy with cultists, because the way the cultist trait works is that the more damage you take, you need to take, I think, like 50 or 60% damage, the sooner Galio drops. So when you have the keeper shield, that shield takes damage for you, but it doesn't actually lower your health bars. So that's why keepers are so good with cultists. But yeah, we're not going to level up here because, again, we are doing a slow roll composition, so we're not going to touch the F button until much, much later. So we'll get into when we do that, but right now, like, we kind of expect to lose. It's okay to go on a lose streak early, honestly, because if you don't level up, you can't expect to win, and with the slow roll strategy, like, we're just not trying to do that. You notice I didn't play a unit here, or like the 3rd unit, and that's because I just wanted to have like the off chance I win, I get to 10 gold, because some teams are like that weak. They can't beat the Galio early game, but unfortunate here, we end up taking the L, so we just buy the rest of the shop here. So now we got the keepers. This is exactly where you want to be. Play the 2 keepers plus the TF for cultists and just go from there. So we picked up the extra Elise here, and we sold the rest of our bench just to get to 10 gold. But this guy's playing Duelist. All right, he's got the Duelist chosen. In a lot of lower elos, you'll see a lot of people taking like a lot of more reroll comps much more often. I'm not too sure how it is on Japan, but in North America, it definitely is like that. But we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Again, we're going to be playing a lot of games on this Japanese account. I'm going to be going to Diamond, maybe Masters on the account, depending on like how much I have time to play. But next video after this, I'm going to be doing like a bunch of different other builds. I might just force something every game, see how far I can get doing that. But stay tuned next week for the advancement of this like series, I guess. So we get another Jarvan here. That's pretty good. We'll just drop him in. And you'll notice, like, I'm going to be playing a lot of keepers. Like, it doesn't matter if I don't get an extra synergy from it. The more shields you have, the better it is, because, again, Galio's going to drop sooner. So I don't really care that I'm, like, wasting a spot on my roster. Okay, this guy's going Brawlers for sure. Unless that's, like, a Fortune Tom Kench. I can't really tell. But, all right. Yeah, he has no damage, so I don't see how he can beat us. Maybe Elise goes, like, completely... Not Elise. Maybe Fiora goes completely insane, but... Apart from that, I really don't see him winning this one. So I guess we end our lose streak. Normally when you do like a reroll strategy, you normally have like a pretty big lose streak going into the Krugs. But we're not going to have that this game because this is a fresh account, so we're playing in like, I think bronze in this game. And people are just going to be much weaker than what I'm normally used to. All right, so on this carousel, we had a bunch of different items. We had a belt, we had a Negatron, and we had a rod. I like Sunfire Cape a lot because on this composition, like, the games are going to last pretty long in the early game. You just drop that on Elise. It's a pretty good item. But with all the items that I have, you could kind of go in any direction. And I guess I opt for the bow here. Bow is also nice for Callista builds, but I think I really should have gotten the belt here just to build the Sunfire. But again, it's like a fresh account, so I'm not taking these games like bad super serious. It was also on a 1-cost unit, which is kind of bad because you want more gold typically in the early parts of the game. All right, so we get another Twisted Fate here, which is fine. We'll probably end up selling this Kindred or Diana in order to make interest. So typically, I think perfect item for Callista, which is generally the carry of this composition, is RFC, Rageblade, and then a Quicksilver Sash. So we have a couple builds for that already. You could also go Runons with RFC and Quicksilver. They're both really good. Not really sure which one's actually that better. You could also go a bunch of like those weird items, such as Hextech Gunblade's really good on Callista. Rabadon's Death Cap's really good on her too. But apart from that, I'd kind of stay away from other items. All right, so in this new shop here, we get another Elise and we get Jarvan 2. Jarvan 2 is going to be really nice. We're just going to slap in another Elise just because, again, we want as many keepers as possible. So I don't know if you guys have noticed yet, but the boards here are a lot weaker than what we're typically facing. And again, this is just because we are on a fresh account. So hopefully you guys, if you are stuck in like below gold, a lot of these games are going to help you a lot. And the boards you construct, if you look at this game and really like look deep into it, you'll be able to craft a lot of your early game boards to hopefully win streak a lot of these stage 2s, just because everyone else is a little weaker. I didn't do anything that special in this point of the game yet. I kind of just took my first chosen and bought all the units that made 2 stars going into the next couple of shops that complemented my team. Like, I've only really been buying cultists and keepers and kind of ignoring everything else. You'll notice that I'm going to be doing that in pretty much every game we play today. And yeah, there's, again, not much special you need to do in order to climb really quickly in these levels. So if you are feeling a little stuck, just look at these games again and review them every now and then, and just see what you're doing differently. And also you could do another exercise, which is pausing the video and then kind of guessing what champions I'm going to buy in the shop. That's another useful exercise to really help your game to improve in the long run, no matter what level you are. All right, so we get a bow here, which is nice because that plays directly into our Callista build that we were talking about before. We have RFC, we have parts of Runons and Quicksilver and Rageblade. We could also build a hat. There's honestly so many different options we could go for right now. So not much to do in this shop here. We're just gonna kind of pass this turn. So I built the RFC. Whenever you play this build, you also want to not level up. I know I touched about this in the beginning of the game, but it's, again, really important because you want to increase your chances for getting 1-cost units. I'm going to drop in the Kindred over the extra Elise this turn because I have items for this Kindred. If I put those items on Elise, she's not going to make use of that item, and I need to sell her later to put it on Callista, so I'm just going to drop it on my Kindred for now, just because she's a good item holder for it. So I guess that's the one deviation that I have from my previous boards where I played as many keepers as possible. But next turn, I'm just going to put Elise in again, and we'll go from there. All right, so new shop here. Nothing much to do. We could play Akali over the Kindred. That's an interesting decision, but it's kind of the same. I think both units are fine with these items. It's not going to really make that much different in your game. All right, so I think last time when I wore a turtleneck, a lot of people commented on it before. It's honestly just to hide my neck wrinkles. I noticed, like, when I looked in the mirror recently, I went like this, like, I just saw like so many neck wrinkles, so that's part of the reason why I'm wearing this right now, or in like a couple of the past videos. I don't know, like, I feel like I'm getting old because of that, but it is what it is, you know? So that round we were able to win there. Our team is honestly not that bad. It's not that great, but it's not that bad. We are rolling constantly, so we're not going to get like that strong of a board quite yet, because normally we'd be level 6 at this point, and hopefully in most of your games, you guys are going to be level 6 too. Whenever you play Cultists, I really only go for the slow roll if I have a lot of the units. And this game we had a lot of Elises, so that's why I went for it. If you're trying to like force 9 cultists, you definitely don't need to slow roll. You could just hyper level after that. You don't even need like a 1-cost chosen to go for this composition. You'll see in my later games that I go for this comp even if I don't have the 1-cost chosen Elise or Twisted Fate to start the game. So I just put my Callista in the bag. I put the hat on her, put the RFC on her, and then that cloak, it's either going to be Runons or Quicksilver Sash. Both are really good. I think Quicksilver Sash has slightly more value because it has, like, a lot of people are playing Aatroxes right now, and you just really need to avoid getting destroyed by Aatrox. So that's why I like that item the most. But if you are going full damage, if people don't have CC, it's fine to go for the Runons instead, because that's a really good item on Callista. So with that in mind, on this carousel, we want a glove, but unfortunately that doesn't exist. So I think we could just go for the bow here, build the Runons, and just call it a day. You could also go for the chain vest and build a Sunfire Cape, as that's another really good item, or a sword to build a Zeke's Herald. Swords and Zeke's Herald are probably like one of the best item combinations to complement the Callista, because you are going to run Sivir, and that's just going to really boost up a lot of your team. Because whenever you run Sivir, she's a buffer, so it just makes perfect sense to kind of build all the buff items on her, such as Chalice of Power and the item we just talked about, Zeke's Herald. So keep rolling down here. Not much to see here, so we're just going to sell all these other guys, get back up to 50 gold. Just slam the Runons because it's in the early game. It'll save us some HP. You don't need perfect item. Like, we would have preferred to have the other thing, but the Quicksilver Sash, but you can't always get what you want. All right, so this guy's got Zed too. He's got a Hextech Gunblade on it for some reason. If you're ever playing Zed, do not build Hextech Gunblade on him because it does not heal him for anything. Well, so I'm lying. It heals him a very tiny bit. On his third auto, he does a tiny bit of magic damage, and that's the only portion that gets healed. So unless you are like really relying on that, which you shouldn't be, Hextech Gunblade, waste of an item on Zed. I'd just put it on literally any other unit. So we're going to keep rolling down here. We hit the Pike, so do we have 6 yet? With the Vlad and the Pike, we do have 6 Cultists, but is it worth taking out the Jarvans yet? I'm honestly not really too sure, because if we don't have Keepers, our team's going to melt before the Galio actually drops down. So I think we just find the Elise 3 and then level up, play the 6 Cultists after that. But with this Pike 2, maybe it's worth swapping out. If it was just Pike 1, probably not the best idea. One thing to keep in mind, and yeah, as you guys can see here, like our Galio is dropping, but like half our team is dead. I think we still win because we're just that much stronger than this guy, but if they had a stronger board, I don't know if we could get away with that. Again, it's just because no keeper buff really sucks for this composition. One thing you guys might know, I am holding on to a bunch of Jarvans. Maybe I should have sold them. I was thinking we could do like Jarvan 3 because we're going to keep him for quite a while until we get to 9 Cultists. But maybe it's better just to sell him to get more gold here. I'm not really too sure. But I have so much gold that it kind of doesn't really matter at this point. So we have a lot of Twisted Fates. We have a lot of Elises and a Pike. And okay, we get Elise 3 there. Since we're only 2 off TF, should I roll more? I really don't know. So on the neutral round, we got a Tear, Sword, and Glove. So a little unlucky. I could have built Quicksilver Sash. But I think it's fine, honestly. We're going to build a Zeke's Herald here, most likely, and maybe even a Chalice of Power. Both items are pretty good. I really don't see what else we're going to build with these items. And yeah, I think I am going to get rid of Jarvan, so I'm just going to put the buff items on him, and once I get Sivir, I'm going to drop him. This does make my keeper positioning a little weird, but it's not the end of the world. This guy's going Diana reroll, but he's got like level 6 already. So he's probably not playing Diana in the long run, even though he's got great items for it. I wonder if he forgot that he's rerolling, or if he's purposely doing that and going into a different composition, because it's going to be very difficult for him to get Diana 3 with level 6 and only 40 gold. Yeah, as you guys can see here, I'm literally just pressing D pretty much every turn. I went up to level 6 because maybe we could go for the Pike 3. We got a bunch of Vlads there. I'm thinking at this point, maybe we could get every Cultist a 3-star. I've never done that before because there are a lot of Cultists. There are like 8 of them. So it's pretty unlikely, but it's some fun thing to try to like go for. This guy's going Nasus Chosen without any Nasuses, or without any Nasus items, and he's got a 3-star Tristana with no items. Ooh, that seems a little weird. So whenever you play for 3-star units, you need to be itemizing them. It's a little different for Cultists, so I know someone's going to be like, dude, but you don't have items on your Elise. I probably should have built Sunfire on Elise, and Cultist is one of those comps where the units don't really matter, so the 3-star Elise is really just there to buff the Galio. It's not there to be like a carry unit on her own. Alright, so we got Aatrox, which is pretty nice, more Vlad, so I guess we keep rolling. There's another Jarvan. This is an awkward point. So I'm not actually playing Aatrox for a while. Maybe I could go for Jarvan 3 if I just magically hit it. But then again, maybe I just want to sell my Jarvan, but I'm only 1 off now. I don't really know. Alright, there's TF, there's Sivir. So I guess I do sell off the Jarvan, just play Sivir instead, because Sivir's just a much better holder of those items. So I guess I should not have sold the Aatrox then. And I didn't get the swap off in time. It happens, it happens. No keeper buff for this round, but it's okay. I also was pretty slow on the items. This guy's got an Aurelion Soul pretty early, so that's pretty good for him. But is Kalista 1 enough to beat this? Kalista 1 is normally pretty weak. If I was playing on my main account, I would have rolled down for Kalista 2-star and probably be level 7 at this point. But again, we're trying to have some fun here. We're trying to play some different builds. So I'm going to try to keep slow rolling for like some of these 3-stars, you know? Alright, so on this carousel, what do we need? We have an extra glove. So I guess we could go like some sort of items for Aatrox, maybe, or like a Last Whisper on Sivir. For Aatrox, I'd like something like Thieves' Gloves or Jeweled Gauntlet, or maybe like a Trap Claw or Shroud. Those are all pretty good. Honestly, Glove is just a great item because it's so flexible. You could literally build anything with it, but maybe Thieves is the best? I'm not really too sure. Trap Claw's fine too. Yeah, I don't really know. They're both good. They're both good. We could also save the belt to build another Zeke's Herald on Sivert if we happen to get a sword drop on the Wraith Camp. So I guess we'll just wait to build items until we see everything that we get. I'm going to go ahead, reposition, and I think I'm also going to level up here just because I'm not going for Jarvan 3 anymore. I could go for Vlad, but I'm honestly like not that close to it. And I have a lot of the other units, so I really just need a roll to start hitting the Zillion, and I want to play Duelist for my Callista buff right now. So yeah, just sell the Jarvans. Let's see what this guy's playing. He's going Brawlers, but he doesn't have Shyvana items. A lot of these builds are a little weird, but again, we are in lower elo, so it's kind of expected that people aren't playing like super optimal builds. But I do wonder, or am curious as to why he is going for Brawlers with these items. I guess he had a Brawler chosen and he kind of just went all in from there. I'm not really too sure. Alright, so here, I guess we could start rolling again. Maybe we just hit a random Zillion, but we are at 54 gold. I guess we could just wait one turn to see what happens. I do want more 3 stars. I am also missing Callista 2 and Sivert 2. So those are pretty big power spikes because Callista and Sivert are both my item holders. So it's a little awkward that they just are 1 star right now because you always want items on your more powerful units, and we just don't have that right now. This guy's also playing Cultists. Maybe that's why I'm having so much trouble finding my units. Alright, so we get a Callista there. We get some Kennons for keepers if we want it. Kennon's going to be better than the Jarvan. Fiora's going to be better than Yasuo because Fiora has a stun. Alright, let's see what drops from these guys. We do get the Kennon. We get some gold, more gold, and a chain vest. So I guess we could build Shroud or Sunfire. Both are fine. Maybe since it's so late in the game, Shroud is better. I'm not really too sure. But let's roll down a little bit. Let's try to find Callista 2-star and Sivert 2-star because, again, they have all our items, so we really want to try to itemize them. But we're not having any luck so far. I could pivot into something else, but I was pretty keen on playing Cultists this game, just because Cultists are kind of like a little fun, you know? I haven't played them that much on my main account, and I've been talking about them for a while, so I guess it's just worth to try to go for 9 Cultists this game. Okay, there's a Sivert, so that would have completed Sivert, but a little slow on the roll down. It's okay. I mean, we're kind of destroying everyone just because everyone's board's kind of a little weak, so you normally wouldn't be able to get away with this if you are watching this game and you're in like Platinum or Diamond, for example, or higher. But if you are in like below Platinum, definitely look at these games a lot because a lot of these boards, they're boards that your opponents are making too, so you just got to be mindful of that and try to just build stronger boards at this point in the game. And a lot of that is attributed to leveling patterns, so this game, I was doing some sort of slow roll leveling pattern. Other games, I'm going to be doing like a more standard leveling pattern. But you guys probably already know that from all my other videos, so I probably don't need to talk too much about this. I also have my website, BunnyMuffins.lol, which has a leveling guide in the cheat sheet section. So definitely check that out if you are curious on like what times you should be hitting each level. So this guy's reroll sharpshooters, but he has no items on his Tristana. Yeah, I can't really agree with that line of play. I'll be honest with you guys. All right, nothing here. And we're really having trouble hitting this Callista. Oh man, we might hit Vlad 3 before Callista 2-star. Oh, it's the other Cultist guy. He's got chosen Aatrox. That's not fair. Wait, this guy doesn't have Callista 2 either. He's on Callista 1-star as well. I guess we're both just having trouble finding this, which is kind of strange. You know, some games, like some champions just don't exist for some reason for any player. There's some games where like I see no one with like an Aurelion Soul, for example, and then I'm rolling down all my gold at level 8 and I can't find an Aurelion Soul. It's pretty frustrating whenever you run into that, but sometimes it happens. There's always chance in this game, and sometimes it's that 1 out of 100 game where you don't hit anything. So this carousel, maybe go for the Hand of Justice for Aatrox or Quicksilver for Aatrox, or just a Locket for some of my other teams, because I will drop Keeper eventually. The Locket might come in handy for, again, the shields for the Keeper buff. Maybe Morello's fine too. Honestly, I could go for any of these items. I don't think this pick actually matters that much. There's also Last Whisper for Sivert, but you don't really run sharpshooters in this build. So again, it really just doesn't matter what I pick up here, in my opinion. I could just drop that on Aatrox, for example. We get another Tryndamere, roll down a little bit. Nothing to see here. Oh wait, no, there's Tryndamere too. But like, are we even gonna be using him? I don't even know. Also, like this other item that I probably should be building. I guess it's a Shroud. Late game Shroud is obviously going to be the best item because it's just like a anti-item. Yeah, anti-item. I don't know if that works, if that word's a real word. It pretty much just counters a lot of the enemy teams. And I'm going to be selling this Tryndamere for sure, so that's why I'm dropping it on him, even though I could have cheesed it if I was like super tryharding, for example. So the late game comp, whoa, this guy just, dude, Set just one-shot my entire team. Holy cow. But eventually this team will just run 8 cultists plus 1 other unit. That 1 other unit might be a duelist, it might be a keeper, it might just be a random legendary, we don't really know quite yet. It just depends on what we hit later in the game. I guess that Set kind of wakes you up a little bit, you know? Alright, so we finally get the Callista 2-star. At this point, now we have to decide whether we want to level up to level 8 or stay at level 7, keep rolling. I think we do want to go to 8 because we want to find the Zillion in order to play the 9 cultists. If you wanted to play this game like super optimally, you probably wanted to roll down at 5-1 for Callista 2-star and just roll until you hit, and then after that, eco back up to hit level 9. But this game, it doesn't really matter because we were such high health that we didn't really feel pressured by anyone this game. And that Set is really just destroying so many other teams. It's kind of crazy. Oh, and Aurelion Soul's doing work too. Do we have enough damage to kill him? Holy cow, dude, this Brawler guy is actually so strong. Oh, we do have enough. That's kind of fortunate. Because Aurelion had Gunblade, so he just kept healing up when my team did like 0 damage to him. We get a Chalice of Power here. That's really nice because we get to get another buff item for Sivir. This is a Cultist guy. He found the Callista 2-star as well. And I'm just watching this Brawler guy. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 3-stars plus the Set. Man, this guy's... But he's losing. I don't know. I don't know. That's too funny. Am I getting Lee Sin's? Oh no. Not enough. Alright, so here we definitely level up because we have so much gold. And then what to put in? I don't really know. We probably need to find the Zillion sooner or later, but we're going to keep slow rolling because we're at 52 live, everyone's below 20, so we're not in like that big of a rush right now. We just kind of need to maximize our chances for hitting Zillion. We could take like 1 or 2 more losses before we all in. This guy's got the Aatrox. Again, against players like these, you want the Quicksilver on your Callista, but we just didn't have that option this game because we wanted to slam items. Luckily, we're able to burst him before he actually does anything, and we are able to beat this Cultist guy. So after he gets knocked out, we'll be able to roll down a lot more and try to find all of our dudes. So that's pretty fortunate for us. He was 1 off Callista 3-star, but now we have the chance to find everything. So we're 1v1 versus this other guy. So yeah, just roll it down for Zillion right now. And I guess we don't need 9 cultists to win yet because we're in low elo, but once we get higher, we will need it. So again, I'm waiting for 1 more loss before I really go super all in, but we find the Zillion here, just drop everyone else in, sell this Tryndamere, reset the Shroud, and yeah, we need to take out Kennen. Hopefully I realize that, and then yeah. Alright, and then the Shroud we could cheese. Yeah, we'll just sell everyone. Quicksilver, it could go on either Zillion or Aatrox, both are fine. I'm going to put the Shroud on Aatrox. I know I could have cheesed it, but honestly, I always want it on Aatrox because he has dodge when he gets the Shroud. So I'm just going to always have him in the front line, so that's why I put it on him. Oh man, remember how I was like kind of wondering what this Brawler guy was doing with that Titan's Resolve on his vibe, but he actually got 2nd place. That's kind of impressive to me. And we knock him out there. So Set is a very good champion against Galio, but luckily we're able to pull out the win here. We still had 50 gold, so we could have went level 9. We could have found like maybe 3-star Sivir or Callista. Yeah, that's the first game of our placements, I think. I think out of all my placements, only 1 of them wasn't a Cultist game. And then yeah, we'll just jump into game 2 right now. Alright, we're in game 2 right now. We have the Chain Vest start from the Nasus, and we have a belt. And again, I never try to like force compositions. In my future videos on this account, I will be forcing stuff, but this time I'm not. So I'm just going to be buying whatever's I think is going to be best in my shop. And right now, I think that's just grabbing the Wukong with the Nasus. Maybe go for something like Siphoner because Siphoner is kind of still fun to do. Because I want to do some sort of reroll, but it's going to change on what Chosen I get, you know? So in this next shop, we get the Chosen Elise again. So I guess we just go for Cultists, you know? That is the name of the video, so obviously all these games are going to be Cultist games, but at the time I didn't know yet. So we also get the Sivir, so we just have 3 Cultists right from the get-go, which is kind of insane to me. Right, so here we get some gold. Don't really care about that. Is that 10 gold? No, that was 9 gold. So we didn't miss out on any interest. We get a keeper there. So this is like the perfect start. We just drop the Sunfire right away. That's going to be a huge win streak early game, regardless of what level you guys are at. So if I'm on my master account with this start, like I probably still might win a couple games in the first couple of rounds because Sunfire is just that strong. And then we have the 3 cultists with the 2 keeper already. Yeah, super strong board. You cannot get a better cultist start than this. We have an extra Elise on our bench. And yeah, we have the Sivir already. I'm not really too sure what is missing. As you guys can see here, like this Sunfire is just going to do massive work, especially on Rakan because he jumps around the map a bunch. So he's going to be applying that to literally everyone. And yeah, no one can deal with this board at this point in the game. This guy didn't level up, so he was kind of playing for like a lose streak. But so obviously we're going to beat him regardless, but our team's still like super strong. All right, new shop. We get another TF and an Elise, so just pick that up. This guy's also level 3, so no one really leveled up. This guy also doesn't have any Chosens or any 2-stars. I guess that's a wrap here also. It's 2 free wins already, and this is like really weak boards. Holy cow. I guess he must have skipped his Chosen unit, because normally by this point in the game you get a Chosen unit. He must have just skipped it. So Elise 2 there. That's nice. We could just drop it in right now. Also, I'm loving like the Japanese voiceovers. It's a lot different than the North American, or not North American, than the English ones. But yeah, I guess you can only get those voiceovers on this client. This guy's going Fortune. All right, so we'll beat this guy for sure because Fortune, they generally want to go on lose streaks. He also doesn't have a Chosen or any 2-stars. So even if Katarina gets an insane ultimate off, it's still going to be a win for us because we have the Galio dropping. This might be like a super long win streak game because I just don't see any of these teams beating us in the early game for this part. All right, so items here, we want the attack speed. Don't get that because we're kind of like a later pick. After that, you kind of want Negatron because that builds 2 items. After that, you want the glove. Don't get any of those. So honestly, at this point, I'm not really too sure what we want. I end up going for the 1-cost belt because maybe we could go for a Zeke's Herald, but I think I should have taken the chain vest because it was 3 gold. Because whenever you get an item that like just doesn't help at all, just get the most gold you can. So I think I do make a mistake there if I'm like super tryharding. But obviously like I'm not. I'm just trying to play on a new account, just try to have a little bit of fun. That's why I'm going Cultist. I typically do not go Cultist that often, but I get completely bailed out with this Zeke's, and so I'm just going to slam it. So... oh man, too many things are going too well right now. It's almost like, why can't I get this on my main account, you know? All right, so this is the first like strong guy we're playing. He's level 5. He's got the Cultist Chosen. He's got some 2-stars. Let's see if we beat him. I still think we do because Sunfire Cape's just that good of an item. And yeah. Maybe we don't. Our Pike died, so we didn't get to apply a stack on the Galio. But I think we have too many Elises, too much health, so I still think we win this game. And yeah, so even this guy with like a pretty powerful board, extra level, he's also win streaking, so he has incentive to keep it. We're still able to beat that, so that's really good. Again, like with the Sunfire Cape this early in the game, with all those keepers, it's just way too hard to lose right now. So there's a Callista. That's pretty nice. So we kind of found all our guys. We're in an awkward spot because we can't play all of them because we need to get to 6 cultists. We also kind of do want to do like some sort of reroll because we have a lot of Elises, so we're probably not going to play this Callista in a while. All right, this guy, like, are there 2 Fortune players? Man, we're facing some really weak dudes. These boards are like just, I don't know. I wonder if silver players in North America are also kind of like with these types of boards, because it'd be curious to see how that differs among different regions. All right, so off this golems, we get bow, Negatron, and sword. So that means, actually, pause the video. Guess what I'm going to make here. And then, all right, I'll give you guys a couple seconds. Unpause. I'm probably going to make some sort of Runons because that is really good on Callista. Or I could also opt to not build anything, save the bow for an RFC, and then the Negatron for a Quicksilver. Both are viable options in my opinion. Since I am on a win streak, maybe I do want to kind of keep up the pressure and build the Runons. And that's just because I'm on a win streak. But if I wasn't on a win streak, probably would want to save all your items and kind of greed for something a little better. But yeah. Both options work in my opinion. But we'll slam the Runons here because we are on a win streak. This guy's level 6. Holy cow. All All right, if we beat the level 6 guy, then that just goes to show how stupid Sunfire Cape is in the beginning of the game, because there's just no way that stuff should be happening, you know? But it does look like this is the end of the road. Actually, no, never mind. We still beat the level 6 guy. I don't know why he's level 6 with this many items on his bench. But hey, he also forgot to use his training dummy, so maybe that's why we beat him. And he is really misplaying. I wonder what he's saving all those items for, because he has a lot of Yasuo, so he should just be building Yasuo items at this point in the game. But there's another Elise. We'll keep rolling down, because we're looking for Elise 3-star, maybe TF as well. Yeah, also let's reposition a little bit, because we do get to put an extra unit in for now. All right, so another Fortune guy. Remember, there are 2 Fortune players right now, so it's looking a little weird, because that means there are going to be 2 really, really weak players. But that also means that one of them is going to cash the other person out, so one person might actually get pretty strong in this game. Oh man, that Akali kind of smurfed on my Callista, but my front line's too good right now, so it really doesn't matter. I guess that's a Zed, not an Akali, my bad. Alright, new shop. We are on a 7 streak. I do need to find this Elise so I could just power level after this. Again, just because whenever you're on a streak, you want to be as high a level as possible. But we get the TF, we get the Sivir, that's pretty good, so I guess we'll stop there. Okay, so this is the other Fortune guy. Is he going for 6 Fortune? Oh man, he has all the Fortunes on his bench. I guess like it is a very fun thing to do. Hopefully I can get a 6 Fortune game sometime during this climb as well. It won't be today, obviously, because we're only doing Cultists today, but maybe in the next couple of days I can try to go for one of those games if I get the right chosen, because it is really fun to do 6 Fortune. You get a ton of items, so it would be worth to try. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have ever had a 6 Fortune game and like how you did as well, because it's one thing to get 6 Fortune, it's another to like win games with 6 Fortune, because those units in that combination are actually pretty weak because they don't really synergize with each other, so it's actually pretty difficult to pull off. That's why you don't really see it so much in like pro play, for example. These items are a little weird, I am not going to lie. I think I want the Negatron because, again, that builds Runons and Quicksilver, so yeah, we'll just grab that for now. So Twisted Fate and Elise there, we'll just keep going down. We just need one more Elise, and we're hitting a lot of the Cultists this game. We had a little bit of a stall in the last game where we kind of just didn't hit anything for a while, but we actually hit too many of them. There's this extra Vlad. Or what are we going to do about that? Do we have to sell, like, Rakan or just skip it? And there's another Pike, which is nice too. I guess we just kind of, yeah, take out the extra Elise at this point, but I'm kind of too slow, so I don't want to swap out and put Callista in the front line, because that'd be a grief as well. So we'll just keep this for now, put the TF3 star in. It's honestly better than Runon's Callista, just because it powers our Galio that much more. And like, yeah, it's a 3-star unit. Hopefully it does something. It should, right? Because if not, it'd be kind of terrible. Even without items, it should just, based off the stats, should do some work. A new shop, we get the Rakan, we get a Sivir. So again, we literally have all the units, and now we finally get the Elise. Now we can level up, play something like 6 Cultists. And we definitely want to do that because we are on a win streak. I guess we're kind of destroying everyone though, right? But 6 Cultists is just such a big power spike, and guaranteeing that win streak is just so much value that, like, how can we not do it, you know? Alright, yeah, this is another Cultist player, but yeah, we are going to be much stronger than this guy. We hit all our 3 stars that we wanted, and even though he's running 6 Cultists too, I think our Galio is going to be slightly stronger than his, along with our whole team. We also have the 2-star Sivir early, which is really nice. Last game we were kind of stuck with, what was it, like a 1-star Sivir for quite a while, but yeah, now we got this guy right away. We're on a 10 streak. This game, I forgot what happened. Maybe it was a 100% game. I don't really remember. Alright, so we get a belt, some Yumis, more gold, and another bow. So that's really nice. We could go Zeke's double Runons maybe. That could be possible. At this point, do I want to level up? It's definitely Zeke's for sure, because belt does nothing otherwise. Yeah, we could greed for the QSS and the RFC. Those are viable options. Like, are we really going to lose with this board? We have all the 3 stars. We have, like, 6 Cultists, which during this stage in the game is super, super strong. We're in low elo, or like we are smurfing. So opponents are going to be a lot weaker. So I guess we just greed. We don't need to like slam the second Runons right now. If I was playing on my main, I might slam the second Runons here if I was in this position. Just to keep the win streak, because we're getting like an extra 3 gold per turn. That's an insane amount if we win. We might win regardless though, because again, our board's so incredibly strong, even in like a stronger lobby. So yeah, there is a debate on doing either play, I guess, even at that point. So it's times like that when you need to actually scout. So a lot of people, they don't like scouting, and I honestly don't blame them for not wanting to scout, but it does have its time and place, and this is one of those times. When you're on a huge win streak, you could scout who you're facing and judge whether you need to level up, roll, or do like slam items in order to strengthen your board. And if you scout, you're able to get that information. But I'm too lazy on this account, especially. When I was playing this game, I probably wasn't even at my computer half the time, because I just go there, slow roll, do something else, come back after the fight, and then slow roll again. This guy's got Olaf 2 at 4-2. That's actually really, really powerful. He doesn't have any Zeeks, which is really lucky for us. He also has an Infinity Edge on his bench. Why is he not putting that on his Olaf? He might be saving that for Tryndamere, if I had to guess. But he's also level 6. Man, how did this guy hit Olaf at level 6? Oh, with those items too. He definitely should be throwing that Infinity Edge on his Olaf. All right, so new shop. We're just going to try to level up to level 8 as fast as possible. We got the Tryndamere for Duelist, which is really nice for our Callista. So Teemo was fine there too for a Sharpshooter, but the real damage dealer is the Callista, because Sivir has 2 Zeeks on her, so she's more of a support unit right now. In most comps, apart from like the 3-star Sivir Sharpshooter comp, she's generally like a support unit and not really a carry, so you don't really care too much about buffing her quite yet. She's still going to do a ton of damage though with those items. All right, so there is a Zillion here. Nope, never mind. But we could have taken that just to guarantee the 9 Cultist spike. We just power level up to level 8 and play 9 Cultists pretty much in the next round. But since we don't get any of that, we want a glove or a bow. We don't get any of those either. I guess another Negatron's fine. Maybe we could start building some defensive items on our other characters. All right, so into the next fight. This guy has some sort of... Oh, he's still looking for Yasuo? Man, he's level 7, but he doesn't have Yasuo 3-star, but he's got all the Yasuos on his bench. Oh, no. Dude, this is why you guys got to be looking at those leveling guides or the reroll guides. So if you want to learn how to play reroll, even more than just going over these games, or if you watch like my reroll Yasuo video, I did make a reroll guide recently, and I'll try to link that in the description below. Hopefully I remember to do it here, so hopefully if someone timestamps that, I'll be able to find it and put the card there. But yeah, we'll drop our Rakan now because we found the Zillion. We have 9 Cultists. And at this point, we want to kind of spread out our team because we don't need to stick together for the Keeper buff anymore. Oh, also, I dropped Sunfire Cape on the Pyke just because he jumps around a lot. Sunfire is always going to be good on the unit who lives the longest and the one who jumps around the most. So Rakan's obviously the best user for Sunfire, but we had to sell him. So we have to default it onto Pyke after that. Aatrox is okay at holding it. Aatrox kind of dies pretty quickly, but Pyke pretty much always survives most fights. He's level 1 and he survived that fight, whereas my Aatrox died, for example, there. Maybe we could get Sivir 3 as well. Sivir 3, we're still on Callista 1. Man, both these games are stuck on Callista 1. That's a little unfortunate. All right, so here we get more Negatrons, a Spatula, which is useless, and then a, what is that, a Chain Vest. So we could go Vanguard Spat, we could go Duelist Spatula. For sure we are building the Dragon Claw, but yeah, I guess we could just build Duelist Spat. That saves us a slot in our inventory, or in our comp, so now we don't have to run like a random Fiora, for example, and then yeah, we could just slap this Duelist on literally anyone. Maybe Sivir's the best one because she auto-attacks a lot, and then we'll build this other item on Elise or Aatrox. I don't really think it matters. Maybe Aatrox is slightly better than the Elise because Elise, frankly, is kind of useless at this point in the game. Yeah, Elise is pretty much just there for buffing Galio, but you don't really even need that in like the super late game, I'll be honest with you. I'd rather just have like 6 Cultists or 3 Cultists with like real units instead, but we want to have some fun. We want to play some Cultists, 9 Cultists that is, and just see where it goes from there. We're able to beat this guy, which is really nice. And yeah, whenever you are lower, a lot of people ask me like, what's the best composition to climb with when I'm gold? It literally can be anything because whatever you hit, is what you have to play. So you don't have a choice ever whenever you're playing TFT. And even in like the highest levels, the lowest levels, you could get away playing the same exact way that you've been doing at each of those levels. Or sorry, you could get away playing how you would at the highest levels as you would in the lowest levels, because there theoretically is only like one optimal move every turn. Obviously, no one plays at that like power level, but it's something to keep in mind. Like any comp works in low elo, and that's just because a lot of players, they're not like super optimizing their game. So if they were, they wouldn't be in your elo. So if you are like stuck in gold and you're like, oh man, I don't know what comp to run, it literally could be anything. All right, so our Sivir is, yeah, I guess she's doing a lot with the duelist buff. She doesn't have sharpshooter, so if she does high on the damage, I would be pretty surprised. Yeah, she doesn't surpass Callista, but she's pretty dang close, despite having all the support items. I guess Callista isn't that jacked either. She only has a Runons and a Dragonclaw. Dragonclaw's pretty nice against the Aurelion Souls because it just saves her from getting one-tapped by them a lot. And so rolling down a tiny bit more because I want the 3 stars. Get a lot of Sivirs. Okay, and then, okay, just hit, guys. I still had 50 gold because I could sell those other units, so that's really nice there too. I could also sell Samira eventually, but maybe I play Samira at level 9 for the sharpshooter buff. All right, is this a fortune guy? He actually went 6 fortune. Why is he not building his items? He's also got 50 gold. Man, this guy is really greedy. He's on, I think, like 24 life, 50 gold. With 6 fortune, you got to be rolling down aggressively if you were him, because now he's only got 1 life, and he could just get like an unlucky Zephyr and lose a game from there. He could have actually won this game if he rolled down and kept his 6 fortune win streak going. Just because at 6 fortune, you don't need to have a lose streak. You just need to win every game to preserve your health, and you should be getting tons of rewards just from that. So what do we want here? We could get the extra Zillion, but then we have ZZ Rod on Zillion. It's kind of like an anti-synergy because you want him to live as long as possible. Last Whisper would have been good on Sivir, but she's kind of full on items. Maybe it's not like too bad on Samira if I play it later in the game. Trap Claw is another decent item just because it's a good like utility item. It stuns whoever casts a spell, so any sort of CC is going to be helpful for your team. Maybe we could drop that on Aatrox because he's kind of our primary tank right now. It also gives dodge chance, which is good too. So just keep rolling. We do want this Callista. Oh, we didn't even have Pike 2 yet, guys. Holy cow, I didn't even realize that. Alright, so this guy's got Shyvana 3-star. He's got Gunblade on Shyvana. Don't build Gunblade on Shyvana, by the way. It's really not that great. It's not, like, terrible. Like, there are worse things you can build. But it's just not going to be that rewarding for you because, honestly, Shyvana doesn't heal that much from the Gunblade. If Set ever ults this Galio, that Set is going to be doing a ton of damage. Set does % health damage, so you can imagine on a Galio 9, it's going to be doing like tons of damage. So new shop, we did get another Callista. Let's keep rolling it down. We are pretty close, so I could go like a little below 50 if I really wanted to. We're only 2 off. I think I'm going to try to do that here. We'll get it later. We are at 100 health, so it could be argued we want to try to get a perfect game. Perfect game doesn't really mean anything, though. You get the same amount of LP as a like regular win. So like never try to like purposely go for perfect games. I guess I shouldn't ever go below 50 until I lose, just because of that. Even though it's like fun to have, like who really cares at the end of the day? You know, it's like no one really cares about a perfect game at the end of the day. Like you'll tell your friend about it, and he'll kind of be like half listening to you, and then a day passes, and then you won't even remember that it happened. So like honestly, don't try to go for perfect games. Always go for the like best ways just to get like as much LP as possible, or like the most fun as possible. I normally have fun when I win a lot, so I prioritize trying to go for like the most LP possible. But everyone's different. Is this Aatrox gonna die? Because he has a healing Hand of Justice. Galio's able to clean him up there. Thank God for overtime. Oh yeah, I forgot to do the Cultist prayer. So we'll do it for next game, because whenever you're playing Cultist, you guys gotta do a prayer beforehand. I'll teach you guys how to do it right after this in the next game. So we're rolling down a tiny bit. We didn't hit too much. We got some Vlads, but we're honestly pretty far from Vladimir 3-star, so it doesn't really matter. But this game's pretty much a wrap already. It's a 1v1 versus the other guy that we beat already. I mean, I guess we beat everyone because we're 100 health. Luden's not that helpful. We'll drop that on Zillion because mana and AP is going to be good on him, even though he doesn't use the damage proc at all. Just the stats alone, I think, are worth it more on him than on like Aatrox, Vladimir, or Twisted Fate. I guess Aatrox could use it too. I wouldn't be too disappointed about that either. Yeah, let's just roll down here, try to get some of the other dudes. Do I see a Callista? I do not yet. I don't think I missed any Cultists, but literally all I've been doing this game, guys, was play Keeper early game and buy everything that says Cultist in my shop. I can't even read the things. Like, it's in Japanese. Like, I don't read Japanese. The traits, I don't even know, like, what the traits are. I just know from memory, so it's like, don't play on a new server unless you, like, know the game inside and out, because you are going to be struggling because you won't be able to read anything. So that is, like, a little weird thing that's been happening this game. But I do love the voices and like the soundtrack, not soundtrack, but like I guess just the character voices of the Japanese client. Pretty cool, and like I obviously have not heard them before. I did play League of Legends on the Brazilian server before, so I do know a couple of like the Portuguese voice acting in like League of Legends, but I haven't played TFT there. Maybe I'll do Brazil on my next like server adventure, if that's what we want to call it. I guess he's pretty close to Nico 3. If I was super tryharding, I should be denying Nico's. I really just want to hit this Callista. So honestly, I'm kind of helping him by looking for Callista because I'm taking 3 cost units out of the pool for him to find Nico. But we won't tell him that, so no harm, no foul. And we are really just not hitting. There's a zillion. So many Akalis. Oh, maybe we could get Vlad as well. Still need Pike. And then we also have 1-star Aatrox. Man, are we really 1-star Aatrox the whole game? He's like he's probably the best Cultist unit because he's just one of the best units in the game. He's super tanky, and he's got one of the best abilities in the game. He's got the best anti-carry ability. And my Galio has not gotten a center ult in a while. I don't know about you guys. I feel like Galio should just default to, or like Galio 9 should just default to jumping in the center because then he'll hit everyone. Whereas in the past couple fights, he's been kind of hitting the left side of the map only. Has he been rolling healing every time on his Aatrox? That's really the only reason why these games are that close. If he rolled damage in any of them, like he just would die. But maybe overtime can save us. Or can it? Find out on today's episode in like 3 seconds. I guess it's not enough. Oh, we tied. So no more perfect game. I think we were going to win that one. Can we still count this one as a perfect game? Again, no one's going to care or remember this tomorrow, so it really doesn't matter. Like, you'll remember the win maybe, but like, in terms of like perfect game, I don't know. Like, let me know down in the comments if you guys remember any of your perfect games. And if you can tell me what comp you played in that, even if it happened like 2 months ago, like I'll be pretty impressed. All right, so this guy's about to die, so we're just going to roll down to like however much. Like, we still need Aatrox. Like, I can't believe we're missing this upgrade. Maybe we should have went level 9 instead. I don't really know what we'd put in, though. Maybe an Ornn or something like that. Or Samira, I guess, for Sharpshooter. Sharpshooter would help my Sivir a bunch. But honestly, he's got a lot of Vanguard, so I'm not really sure if that's quite that worth it. We honestly just need to wait for his Aatrox to roll damage on Hand of Justice, and then we'll just win by default after that. Because then he can't regen through everything. He hit the Nico 3, though. He's missing Nautilus, but he did hit Nico. Yeah, I think Aatrox does not have healing this time, so you notice how the game's, like, not as close because of that. And, yeah, that should be it from there. So we're going to do the Cultist Prayer in the next video and the one after that. So we got 2 more games left, but, yeah, I'm just slow rolling for 9 Cultists. Not really anything too special done here. We did get an amazing start, but let's head on into Game 3. All right, guys, we're into Game 3. We got a belt start again. Man, I'm not doing well on these carousels. That's probably because the ping is so high. I'm at 175 ping right now. That's kind of insane. All right, so we get the Duelist Fiora here. I could pick that up. It's not that great. They recently nerfed, like, Chosen Fiora, so it's not the best thing in the world. But we'll just see what we get. Maybe we could do a Veigar game. Again, I wasn't, like, forcing Cultists every game. I kind of only go Cultists if I get a good start for it. But again, in the future videos, I am going to be doing the... What's it called? Like, I'm just gonna be forcing something. I don't know what yet, but we'll find out soon. All right, so next shop, we get the Chosen Cultists again. We are on stage 2-1, so this is kind of late. And at this point, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna buy this so I can make a Cultist video. We still get the mages from this, so it's still like, still passable. It's still passable. We could also do something like an open fort maybe, or like play the Lulu. Try to get 3 mages. I'm really not too sure what the best thing to do here was. Maybe Maokai 2 is the best over the Lulu. And then just play that for a turn, find Cultists next turn, and then... What's it called? Sell everything and remake my board. This guy leveled up, so I do think we lose this one. He's got chosen Yasuo. No items. Curious as to why he doesn't at least slam the glove or the sword on Yasuo, because that's probably who it's going to be going on. I do understand the hesitancy to build Infinity Edge because these items build much better items. Like Last Whispers, super good. Swords, obviously. GA, Zeke's, all that good stuff. Deathblade even. Alright, so we get 2-star Brand. Alright, our team's looking a little weird right now. Again, I want to be re-rolling for the Cultists, so... I don't know. I'm not going to level up here, even though if I was playing a normal game, or like a game on my main account, I'd probably sell a Tia, put in this Veigar. Actually, if I was playing on my main account, I wouldn't touch this Twisted Fate at all. But again, you guys can, at lower elo, you guys can get away with a lot more than you can at higher elo, so you can kind of play like anything you want. And I've even said in my most recent like meta snapshot, Cultists can be played anywhere like below Challenger pretty effectively because people just don't make that strong of boards, honestly, like outside of Challenger. So like you could get away with playing the Cultists and have like a pretty good average placement. And whenever you're assessing like composition strength, average placement's always going to be the best. Oh yeah, we forgot to do the Cultist prayer. Like we'll get that after like we're doing our roll downs later, but yeah, pretty much you just pray for it because it's called Cultist for a reason. Okay, we got the dream shop. We got Cultists and a keeper, so we could sell all this other nonsense on our bench and go from there because that is the... This is the dream. We're not missing out on anything else here. Like, we got it pretty late. We got it on stage 2, 3. In the other games, we got it much earlier. So if I do remember correctly, we don't do as well in this game, but like obviously still something pretty decent. And you can't expect to win when you play 9 Cultists. It's not like a first place composition at all. The reason behind that is that someone's going to get a crazy super duper comp and Cultists just kind of fall off in the late game. So whenever you play this, don't expect to like win the game, but you could do pretty decently. Like the average placements, so let's say you play this comp for like 10 games, are actually pretty good. I think it's around like maybe like low 4s. So anything above 4, or sorry, anything lower than 4.5 average placement is going to be a good comp to climb elo with. And you might be asking like, why does it have to be below 4.5? That's because there are 8 places. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, all the way up to 8, like add them all together, divide by 8. It's going to be 4.5. So anything lower than 4.5 is going to be like averaging something better than breaking even, that is. So interesting Callista. We have a bunch of belts, so we would have wanted a sword. We could also go Chain Vest for Sunfire Cape, but maybe just grab the Callista because like we need the Negatron anyways. I like having 2 Negatrons and it's on a Callista, so it's too good to be true in some aspects. So I'm going to drop Callista in over Sivir and drop the Runons on her. All right, this guy's running Sunfire Garen. He doesn't have Warlords. He actually doesn't have any synergies now that I look at it, so we might beat him here. And that is a really weak board. Holy cow. He must have been able to fit in some sort of synergy. He's on a win streak too. What is he doing? He could have played Vanguards. He must have like ran out of time on his turn if I had to guess. All right, so we got Elise 2, which is really nice. Then in this fight, this guy didn't build Hand of Justice. He hasn't built any items yet. I would have built Jeweled Gauntlet or Hand of Justice if I were him. But again, you don't need to play that aggressively in like when you're playing on a Smurf account. All right, so Galio drops, and that is a dub there. So we did lose 1 round. Don't have like an infinite streak like we had in the previous game, but it's still pretty good. Getting a 4 streaks and bonus 2 gold in the neutral round and for this round, so can't really complain about that. Okay, so we got 6 gold there. We'll just sell those guys. Don't need them. Then we get a tier. Uh-oh, our items are not looking that great right now. Do we just build like a Warmogs or a Redemption? It feels so bad to do so. I guess we have to build a Warmogs because we have 3 belts, so it's like, you know, I'm like looking at my own build, like I'm not that big, right? So I don't need that many belts, just build the Warmogs. Right, so this guy's got a Kali with IE, and we Kennoned him. Dude, Kennon is so broken. I really wonder why it took so long for Kennon to get like discovered before like the secret keeper comp, because he's honestly always been strong. It's an AoE CC, like when has that ever been bad? All right, so we are above 50 gold. That means we are going to start the slow roll. And we are looking for Twisted Fate and Elise. Right. Get an Elise there. We could roll like 1 or 2 more times. Nothing there. Once more. Pike and Vlad are pretty good, but unfortunately, I think we can't make it to 50 anymore. Oh no, we could sell the left side and make it. Do we have 6 cultists? Yeah, we do have 6 cultists. That's pretty nice too. All right, so on to the next fight. We'll just drop Warmogs on like maybe Pike. Elise is fine to have it on, but like, do I really care if Elise survives longer? Not really. Pike, on the other hand, if he survives long, he's gonna be getting stuns off even more than he does already. So I can't really complain about putting it on him. Again, you don't want Warmogs in this build unless you go for like, or you don't want belts at all. So unless you go for like triple Zeeks, which is pretty ambitious, I would say, because we need 3 swords for that. You just got to build the Warmogs and just put it on anyone semi-useful, you know? All right, so we get another Elise there, and then we're gonna do the roll down just like how we've been doing in all the other rounds. So Twisted Fate's nice. We might actually give up on Elise after we find Twisted Fate because kind of don't have that many Elises, you know? Okay, so this guy's got double-handed Justice Cat. That's actually a pretty strong build. Is he running Fortune? He is running Fortune. I'd actually prefer those items on Darius because if Katarina doesn't cast, that item's kind of wasted. But she did go off, but I think Darius would have done more work. And the Warmogs Pike, I guess he'll never die, you know? 6 cultists in stage 3. Obviously, this is exactly what you want. Even without the Keeper buff, it's super, super good. I'm pretty sure Galio can like solo teams without like having the actual units on board. So we want a sword here for Zeeks. Negatron would be fine for Chalice. Or just get a bow because like you always want as many bows as you can get on Callista. But those got taken, so I guess we go for Negatron. Unless that is taken too, which would be kind of a shame, but I'm kind of prepping for it, but it's coming to us, so I guess we are able to grab that, which is super nice. So we could sell Nunu. We do want to pick up the Sivir, but we're kind of out of room. We could sell Vlad because we'll find him again during our roll downs, but if we hit like 10 Vlads at this point, I'd be pretty sad about it. So this is the earliest we hit Callista 2-star out of all our other games, which is kind of interesting. All right, so we'll hold off on Chalice for now, just because like if we get a Quicksilver, like Quicksilver is just the best item on Callista because that way we don't get Aatrox by everyone. Getting Aatrox is the worst feeling in the world, or Sejuani, like they're both pretty bad. She is a short range champion, so without the RFC, Quicksilver is definitely like a very, very strong item on her. So at this point, I think we just give up on the Elise because we're pretty far from the Elise. I don't want to be rolling just for Elise, you know? And so we could just level up and play more units and hopefully go from there. So obviously we want to keep her, are not able to get that right now, so we'll just drop the extra Sivir in. All right, so what's this guy doing? He's got the 3-star Nidalee, and he's got a bunch of keepers as well. Maybe that's why I couldn't find them recently. But, oh man, see what I mean? Like, if you don't have keepers, he kills your whole team before Galio drops. Nidalee just got that spear off, which was enough to finish off like most of my backline units. We able to kill him off anyways? We are. Okay, so that's pretty fortunate for us. All right, Vladimir and the Kennen, so that's nice. Now we get the Keeper. We assume the triangle position, which is... I default to the triangle position. I'm not sure if it's the best or not, but you know, you do what you do. All right, so we get a Negatron, we get a Rod, and a Chain. So these items are honestly, like, they're pretty bad. Like, there's no getting around that. It's gonna happen. We're obviously forcing a comp that's not even that good. But yeah, these items are not what you want to see. Like if we had an attack speed, these would be fine. If we had a glove, these would be fine. This is just not what you want to see. I'll just leave it at that. How about that? So because we have pretty bad items, we just want to slam something. We'll just do the Chalice because that's the only thing that makes like half sense, you know? It does buff Callista's percent damage, as you can see here. I don't know what the rest of that text means, but I'm assuming it's just Callista's ability. Again, I don't read Japanese. If someone does read Japanese, I guess I could just look up all the translations in English anyway, so it wouldn't even help if you did know, because like I probably already know what it says already. Pretty much her spears just do a percent of their health once she like does the final proc of it, like the rend part of the ability. So each spear represents that percent of the person's health. We are on a 10 streak, which is pretty nice. This guy's playing Warlords. He doesn't have Katarina, though, so I am curious as to why he's playing Warlords, because normally you only go for that comp because you get like a lot of Katarinas with good items. He does have decent items on her. He has Quicksilver and Spell Crit, both very, very fine items on her, and Hand of Justice. Titan's Resolve is obviously going to be better, but you can't always get what you want. This guy does have the Katarina. This is the double-handed Justice guy we saw before. I don't know why he's running it. Oh, he has Fortune, so he's not Brawlers, he's Fortune. But yeah, Kennen's just going to be the counter to that. This is why you cannot play Katarina without Quicksilver. He gets crowd controlled too often, and if she gets crowd controlled, she doesn't get her ultimate off, and you kind of... I mean, I don't know what else to say. She's a champion that's reliant on her ultimate. Turns out it didn't matter this time, but next time we face him later in the game, I guarantee this Katarina will not be able to get away with what she just did there. So onto this carousel. We did lose a lose streak or lose a win streak. What do we need? We want a crit or a bow. Let's see if we could get either of those. And we cannot get either of those. Maybe a rod for hat. That'd be pretty good. Or not good. It would be usable. All right, so we got the rod. Yeah, we could just wait 2 turns, or we could just slam it. Since like we're not winning this game, I should just slam it, because with these items, we don't have the strongest board either. Like, you can't expect to win these games. Like, Ormogs, that just completely trolled me, you know? But we'll go to level 8. We'll try to win through something like legendaries at level 9, but until that happens, we just need to buy time till we can get there. Okay, this guy's reroll Duelist. He's got the IE and the Quicksilver. He could put a Hand of Justice on his Yasuo as well. I don't know why he's holding off on that. Our Kennen got killed as he was ulting. Unlucky. But this Sunfire's putting in some work against the Yasuo, right? Oh man, Hat actually does do a lot of damage with Callista. It's like one of the few champions where Hat actually works. Normally, if you are an ability power caster, you want to play the Jeweled Gauntlet over the Hat. Like, someone did the math on it, and it just does, like, infinitely more damage. Not infinitely, but, like, a considerable amount to make Hat kind of not worth it. This guy, man, that Nidalee is pretty strong. You don't see too much Nidalee reroll anymore. And able to kill him there. Nice. That's a lot of ability power on that Nidalee. That actually hit pretty hard. All right, we get Sivir 2 there, which is super nice. All right, so we really need good items here. Bow is really nice. What else do we get there? Oh, some gold there. So I guess another Runons for Callista. Not the end of the world. With Hat, double Runons, probably pretty good. Yeah, you can't complain about that, right? Because that's a lot of spears. So she's going to be doing her execute ability pretty often, in my opinion. All right, so right now we're just looking for Zillion. So I guess we do the Cultist Prayer. Do this for 5 seconds. And hopefully we get Zillion this game. All right, let's see what else we can do. I guess we could go for some 3 stars. I don't really know. We're kind of far from all of them right now. But we only have 1 extra copy of Sivir, none of Callista. I guess we're level 8, so we're rolling for Zillion on this level anyways, because we just need 1 copy. Man, his Callista's attacking so quickly because of Duelist. Holy cow. Look at my Callista and then look at his Callista. There's a huge Callista diff right now. Oh, man. Obviously, our Callista still did our most damage, but that's because she has 3 items. Maybe I should be playing Duelist right now instead of 4 Keeper, just to buffer up a little bit. So if I do play 4 Keeper, I'd have to drop Kennen and Jarvan for Tryndamere and maybe just a random dude. Maybe like 2-star Vladimir. Like, Slayer isn't that important. All right, so we got the Zillion. So that is actually pretty nice. The prayer paid off. Don't have enough time to swap the team. I think we're missing Aatrox as well. So even if we did have Aatrox, we need to do some swappies anyway. So this guy is going the Xayah build with Elderwood, which honestly isn't too bad. A lot of people like playing Xayah carry in the Keeper variation. Instead of like Kennen carry, they do Xayah carry, and then they just put 1 item on Kennen. Both work, you know. You need a lot of Hand of Justices, obviously, and you need level 2 Xayah. This guy's a little greedy. He's got 2 Nikos on his bench. And definitely would have beat us if he had Xayah 2-star. Because Xayah 2-star just cleans up every single fight. It's actually insane. Alright, so we get the Aatrox, which is super nice. Get rid of all the other non-cultist units. And now we have 9 cultists. Man, I'm getting 9 cultists every game so far. These were the only games I tried for cultists too. I didn't like go for cultists and then fail at it. Actually, no. In the 4th game, it's a little weird. You guys will find out soon though. Braum 3-star. You don't see that often. He's also got Vanguard Spat Olaf and Quicksilver Olaf. You don't see Quicksilver Olaf that often either, because honestly it's like a little redundant on him. But Vanguard Spat on Olaf probably isn't that bad. But yeah, this Braum's going to take forever to kill, but he will die. You know, it's just a matter of time. A really long time. Don't tell me he takes it to overtime. We even have a Sunfire ticking on him the whole time also. Man, we almost lost. Look at how low our units were. All right, so on this carousel, we already have full Callista items. So maybe like a buff item for Sivir would be good. Tank item for Aatrox. Lots of, I guess we could go for anything. All these kind of suck. All right, I was thinking hat for Sivir, get more attack speed, but like, this isn't an Ionic. I don't really know. Like Morello, who would we put that on? Pyke? Maybe Morello Pyke was a play. All right, so we put the Ionic on Pyke. He's going to be living a long time, so that's why we put it on him. You always want to put Ionic Spark on your tankiest unit because the longer they live, the more value you get out of the item. So it's just whoever's the tankiest. I think we could sell Samira because we're playing Tryndamere at level 9 for Duelist. All right, this guy, oh, it's a, it's the Nidalee guy again. Man, this Nidalee hits so hard. Man, fun times. We Aatroxed him though. Maybe we Galio him too. And then his Nidalee didn't cast. Man, that is crazy. Crazy lucky. All right, he's got a Nico on his bench. I don't know what he's waiting for. He should have used it on Vi because he's so low. So we get a Vlad there. Elise, probably not going to find Elise 3 at this point in the game. I mean, why not buy it, you know? And then we'll stop there. All right, Nunu 3 with Titan Resolve Gunblade. Man, you really see the coolest comps like whenever you make a new account. I want to play that. I want to play Chinese Nunu so badly. Is it going to beat me? Not with Callista, right? Yeah, not with Callista. Callista's like one of the counters to that because she just stacks too many spears on him. So even if he is at full health, she could still one-shot him. And man, he died with Nikos. That's kind of unlucky for him. I should have picked up Lee Sin instead of Tryndamere, but whatever. All right, we got a Hand of Justice. Not the worst thing in the world. I guess drop that on like Sivir or something, or maybe like a random legendary that we're going to play. All right, more rolling in the new round. We're really looking for Callista 3, Sivir 3, Zillion 2, Aatrox 2. Man, Aatrox 2 is actually really hard to hit, guys. We haven't hit him in like any of our games, I think. Or maybe in like one of them at the very last fight or something like that, but not hitting the Callistas. Most unlucky. We hit an Elise though, but Elise kind of late for her, you know? This could, maybe even TF could use it. I don't even know who can use it. Like literally anyone can use this. It kind of doesn't matter. I guess Sivir's the best because it gives her mana, so maybe she casts earlier, but our Callista got smurfed on right away. Luckily she respawned from the Zillion ult, so we still have a chance, but we got Runoned. Getting Runoned never feels that great, you know? Alright, but yeah, just sell this Elise. We're not going for Elise 3 anymore. Alright, but yeah, this Callista, pretty elusive in my opinion. We get the Aatrox, which is really nice. We're just 1 off, and we're 3 off Sivir, 1 off Zillion, 3 off Vlad. I guess there's like a chance we could kind of hit them all. Alright, we'll roll to 10. So Pyke, nothing, and nothing. Alright. Alright, so we're against Lee Sin. Oh, this guy's got Callista. But he's only got like, is that a level 2 Callista on his bench or level 1? Because I guess that would determine how hard it is for us to hit it. We also like, you guys can see here, our Callista's getting completely bursted right away every fight. And this Lee Sin, oh, that should, okay, we actually stopped him. Nice, nice, nice. That was close. It always sucks to get like your huge tank kicked out by a Lee Sin because it's just, it feels bad. I guess roll down to 10 every turn. Zillion 2, super nice, but again, we really want this Callista. She's going to be smacking really hard with Hat double Runa. But again, this guy, like, he's holding so many Callistas, it's really hard. Maybe I should have waited to roll until I kick this guy out. But maybe I'm not able to. Oh, also I put my Callista in the middle this time, just to kind of avoid some of the assassins on the side. Because Tryndamere's like kind of like a pseudo-assassin. Even though he's not technically one, he kind of jumps to your backline anyways and kills you there. Alright, so on this carousel, all these items kind of suck. We'll just get the Shojin for more mana. Alright, I think our... Yeah, our Callista either gets Runoned or Tryndamered here, which is really unfortunate. I feel like it's been happening every fight. Perhaps I should move my Callista to the other side. Does anyone know how Runon's targeting works? Is it like random or is it kind of closest unit? Sometimes I see Runon's hitting like the most random stuff ever. I don't know, but this guy's... He is handing it to me. I will say that. But like we haven't found Callista 3. We've been rolling for like forever to try to get it. So a little unlucky in my opinion. I think we wasted like 100 gold for this Callista at least, if not more than that. So we didn't get Runon this time, but Olaf just attacked her directly instead. We do have the Zillion coming up, so maybe Callista can... Oh no, man, Runon's is too broken. Holy cow. All right, so what item do we get here? He got a Trap Claw. Got a very interesting Samira. Oh, we got Vanguard Spat. That's kind of useless. I guess we just dropped that on, I guess, Zillion or Elise or Vlad. I don't really know. All right, we got to do big roll down here and pray we hit everything. I still don't know if it's going to be enough. All right, we get the Callista. Now we need Sivir. We're 2 off Sivir, 2 off Pyke, and 2 off Vlad. Or we can level up. Maybe level up. Then again, we're so close. I don't really know. It's really tough to say. Well, we'll move Callista to the other side because we want to try to avoid the Olaf, but I don't know if it'll matter. Olaf kind of just has like auto aims for my Sivir every fight. Got Zephyr in the center on the Elise, which is really nice. Yeah, we just don't have enough frontline for him. Like, he kills my frontline, then just walks directly to my carries. And Galio isn't enough to tank it because Runon's kind of kills the rest of my team. We did kill him there, but Samira... Okay, Samira cleaned there. Holy cow, this troll build AP Samira is beating this. But this is one of the downsides of 9 Cultists. You can't always get, like, first place with it, as I've been saying before, just because it's, like, kind of capped. It's however strong your Galio is, and his strength doesn't really change throughout the game. Like, even though I got a bunch of 3 stars here, it doesn't give him, like, that much extra stats this late in the game. Just because it's just, like, raw health on him. And that really doesn't help when an Olaf's just wailing at you for turn after turn, you know? But, like, Pyke 2 with, like, these items, maybe he can pull something sneaky off. But, well, yeah, I guess we'll have to see here. I mean, this is as strong as my team's going to get apart from level 9. I'm getting Aatrox by my Callista, so Aatrox is pulling my Callista into the middle of the map. That's probably why his Olaf has such easy access to me, just because I don't have a Quicksilver. Or, like, if I had Quicksilver RFC, maybe there was a chance to do something different, but yeah, I lost the Quicksilver Olaf. It happens, you know? Like, you can't expect to win with this composition, but yeah, there's that. We still got second, which is pretty nice, considering we had terrible items in the mid-game. We had so much gold wasted trying to look for Callista 3. If we hit Callista 3 earlier, maybe we knock him out before he gets to his late game. But let's see. Okay, we got to Silver 1 here. Okay, nice. But yeah, we'll get into the last game, which is a little different than all the ones we've been playing so far. I actually don't, like, spoiler alert, I don't get the early chosen. So that game, I'm just like, all right, I'm going to go Cultists. Just because I have a lot of the units, but you guys will see in just a moment. But like, if you guys were wondering like what to do without the, if you guys were wondering like what to do if you don't get an early chosen Cultist, well, first off, like you shouldn't be playing Cultist, but if you really want to do it, it still kind of works. All right, guys, we are on the 4th and final game of our new adventure on the Japanese server. We got a rod this time. That's actually pretty good to kind of get, you know. We do see some of the Cultists here, so I'm pretty sure we are going to be grabbing those. All right, so we do get a bunch of Tristanas here. At this point, like what I'm thinking is like, I wanted to reroll something. There's a very popular Tristana reroll build out there right now with Diana, so I did kind of want to go into that direction. But obviously this is a Cultist game. I'll probably do a video on that sometime later this week. I guess it's like the end of the week already. So either like end of this week or early next week. We'll see when I get the footage for that. But hopefully, if you guys have tried it already, let me know how strong you guys think it is. But I will be going over it in the meta snapshot on Friday. But let's see what we get here. We get a glove, which again is like really good for that comp because you want as many gloves for that as possible. But we see the Elise here. I see the Pyke. I'm like, why not do another Cultist game, you know? Because then I could have 4 games of Cultists all within like a very short like game frame. I think I only played like 6 games on this account and 4 of them were Cultists. kind of cool, you know. So if you ever wanted like a full like super in-depth thing on Cultists, I guess you get it here now. So this guy's playing like 3 jumpers. I've never seen that before, honestly. But yeah, as I said in like the end of the last game, like this game is going to be a lot different. The other ones, like we got Cultist chosen super early. You see here, like we do not have Cultist chosen at all. So like we really have to do the Cultist prayer for this game. I think I did it while I was playing it. Obviously, I'm not going to do it now because I already, like, the game's already played, you know. But yeah, you gotta be doing the Cultist prayer whenever you play this comp because you need to get to 9 Cultists and you need to get to 6 Cultists pretty early. If not, you literally just die out. So I see this chosen Nasus here. I was like, maybe I could go for like Nasus reroll with these items, which honestly are very good because we have a Nico, we have a Jeweled Gauntlet, and we have a Chain for Titan's Resolve. But Nasus got nerfed a lot, and like, I kind of just wanted to do the Cultist game, you know? All right, so this guy is Bonky Kong with RFC. He's my man's got 6 Wukongs already. Oh man, what a guy. That's actually I wonder if that still works. You know, I haven't seen Bonky Kong in forever, but it's one of my favorite comps because I don't know, it's just the name alone which kind of makes it appealing, you know? I've not played too many of the Donkey Kong games, I'll be honest with you. I was young growing up. Well, obviously everyone was young growing up, but I was a younger brother. So unlucky here, that's a Siphoner, Vlad, so like we don't get to get that, but we do get a bunch of Elises, which is nice. But yeah, I was the younger brother, so I mainly just like watched my brother play when we had like consoles. When we were really young, it was like the SNES or the N64 games. Yeah, so I'd really just watch him play the games for most of the time, just because like a lot of them were single player. So I didn't actually get to play a lot of the Donkey Kong stuff or even any of the Mario stuff. It was mainly just watching, which is still nice. I still had a blast then, but it's kind of crazy how times have changed because right now, like, everyone's got a phone. You're in like 3rd grade, you got like a smartphone already. Like, I don't know when parents start handing them out, but I had my first like flip phone at like 6th grade or something like that. That was when I like went home alone and stuff like that. I like walked to school back and forth. And yeah, when that happened, like my parents were like, all right, we'll get him a phone for like emergencies and whatnot. You couldn't really do too much with those phones because like the games on them were like very lackluster. It's like you have like to press all the buttons on your phone. Like I don't even know if some of you guys even held one of those phones before because you guys might be too young to like be at that age. But if you guys can guess my age down in the comments, like let me know as well because I do look pretty young for my age. But yeah, it's kind of crazy how times have changed. Like everyone nowadays, they have like, also unlucky, we get a Pike here. Slayer chosen, not Cultist, so we have to wait for buying stuff, but we slammed the Sunfire Cape anyways. But yeah, back to the topic from before. Nowadays, like, no one, I'm guessing people don't like watch their siblings play when they game because they have, like maybe they're on a Switch, so you have like 2 Switches, for example. Maybe you have like 2 computers if you're playing like both playing Teamfight Tactics. I doubt like anyone young is playing Teamfight Tactics though. Ironically, a lot of the best players are like 17. I don't know what's so special about that age, but the world champion won when he was 16. Like there are a lot of very good 17-year-olds in the North American server. I have no idea what causes that because most of the players in TFT are like super old, like me. Even like most of the streamers, they're like 25 instead of like 21 or 18. Kind of weird demographic in my opinion. But yeah, end of the story, like pretty much like even though I watched a lot of the Donkey Kong games, I never actually like played that much of them because yeah, it was mainly just my brother playing. But I had fun doing that. But I don't know if kids have fun watching other people play as much anymore. I guess there's streaming. People watch streaming, so what am I talking about? But like in terms of like sibling stuff, man, do people really watch streamers instead of like watching their siblings play? That's kind of like crazy to think about. But different times, you know? All right, so we're on the golems. We're in a pretty bad spot here. Like, if you guys looked at all the other games and then look at this game, we are like, win the first round, lose the next 2, win the next round, lose the last round. No streak at Krugs. We have no econ. Our board is crap. We have no chosen, but we do have a lot of Elises. So, and we have a Sunfire Cape, but like, even after building the Sunfire Cape, like, we still didn't do that well. But we do have 2 Nico, so maybe we get Callista 3-star much easier than the game before, because honestly, that was pretty heartbreaking. We had so much gold, so many Callistas, and it just took forever to hit. You know, sometimes you just can't get what you want. All right, so in this shop, we'll just pick up the Rakan for Keeper, because, again, we're playing Cultist, so Keeper's the best thing. You guys already know that. You guys have heard me say it like a billion times already. We're not going to level up because we want to do a slow roll to find this last Elise. But we're probably not going to look for Twisted Fate because we have no copies of him. All right, so this guy is, man, it's a jumper guy again. Sorry for the, or actually, no, he's a fortune player. He's both fortune and jumpy. But like, what cultist items can I build with this? Obviously, like, if you're in my position right now, you should just transition into literally any other composition. Just build like a jeweled gauntlet right now and go for some sort of caster build. But I'm a little stubborn this game. I wanted to just jam the cultist, so we are stuck with this. So what I'm picturing right now is maybe like Hand of Justice, Quicksilver, maybe just a Thieves, just slam that. And then maybe like a Rage Blade from the Rod and then the Zeeks from the Belt. Like, I figure since I'm on a new account, I might as well try different strategies, even if they are suboptimal, just to make the game a lot easier, or like, not easier, but like simpler. Because sometimes a lot of TFT is kind of just simplifying everything that you're playing and not focusing too much on like trying to like super optimize. Because if you try to super optimize, you often just confuse yourself at the end of the day. For example, I watched like some of the very high elo players, like the best players in the world play. Some of them I can copy, some of them I can't, and that's just because some of the really strong players, they have very simplified ways of playing. Others, they do like super complex stuff all the time, and you just can't copy like the super complex people. All right, so this guy's got Tristana 3-star. Again, I'll probably be doing a video on like the Tristana reroll build. It's super, super good. I think we lose out to it though. Our Nidalee is not enough to kill it, even with the long range spear at level 1. Maybe if I put Rod on her, she could have done it. Who really knows, but all right, we really just need like real items. So a bow here would be really nice. A sword here would be really nice, and a cloak would be really nice. So we do get the sword, so that's good. Still no chosen yet, but you know, the risk you take. I knew that going in. Not too worried about it. And again, we hit the Elise 3-star. I'm not going to go for Twisted Fate 3 because that's going to cost way too much gold. So I'll just drop this team as is right now and slam the Zeeks on the Sipper. Okay, this guy is no chosen either. He's got a Gunblade on his Nautilus. Interesting. He's probably going Vanguard Mystic, but I would not play Vanguard Mystic at this point in the game because he only has Nico 1 with only 1 item. And he's got a bow on his bench. He does have the spatula for Vanguard Spat, so I guess he's got that going for him. But Nico's not a good carry in the mid game. You need Nico 2-star and with items in order to carry for your team. And instead of a Nico 1, he could run something like a Kindred 1, or even like a 1-cost 2-star would be better for damage. So this guy has 3-star Nasus, but he elected to put the Jeweled Gauntlet on his Vladimir. I am very curious about that decision. I would have put Jeweled Gauntlet on Nasus and the Dragon Claw, because if you get a 3-star unit, you need to be itemizing it, except for Elise. I still have the Sunfire on Elise, but that's more of a just because she's an early game unit. But she's like the exception to the rule. I'd say whenever you get a 3-star, you generally want to put items on them, or just don't 3-star them, because then it's a waste of gold. It's kind of like the same reason why you put items on your 2-star legendaries. They're just gonna be the best units. Like, I don't know how else to say it. All right, so we got a sword and a bow. That's not bad. That's not bad. If we were playing a real comp here, we have a Zeke's Herald with IE Last Whisper. But we're not playing a real comp. We're playing Cultists this game, so can't do that quite yet. But we could use Xayah as an item holder until we find our Callista. Or I guess we do have Callista. I guess until we find Cultist chosen so that we could play, what's it called? Like 6 Cultists. Yeah, I'm just going to slam the Rage Blade on Xayah because what else are we doing with the Rod? We do have the 2 Nikos, so once we get close to the 3-stars, it's going to be very easy to complete. This might be a game where we actually get to do the full 3-star Cultist team. Actually, no, we can't. We don't have Twisted Fate. Never mind. All right, so we get to level 7 here. I guess this is a point where we can try to start rolling for a chosen because it's just a rough life right now. No chosen at like 4-2. We haven't played a chosen all game. It is my fault that we're in this position, but I'm still going to complain about it, you know? At least we get 6 cultists somehow. What's this guy? He's got a Static Shiv and Kennen. Oh, he's going for the Kennen build. But why isn't he putting Guardian Angel on Kennen? He has Guardian Angel Morello. Put it on your Kennen, man, please. Do it for me. Actually, no, do it next round because I'm facing you right now. Oh man, don't pass up on that. It's so broken, that comp. I'm sure a lot of you guys have tried it already after watching my video from the past. Again, if you guys want to like get the scoop on the latest comps, like hit the subscribe button. Like, I don't know what you're doing watching like a 2-hour video and not hitting the subscribe button. Because again, like, I do talk to a lot of very high level players. I'm in a lot of discords where people talk about like secret OP comps, if that's what you want to call them. So I do have like a smaller advantage compared to other people for getting like the scoops on those. So whether I make a video on them or not is up for debate, because sometimes I just don't have time to. Sometimes I don't know if they're actually that OP, because sometimes it's just one person who's really good at the comp and it's not actually an OP comp. So it really depends on each situation. Like, every situation's unique in that sense. But yeah, for the keeper one, like, I knew right away. I was like, holy crap, this Guardian Angel Morello Kennen is just way too broken to be like not played right now. And a lot of people abused it before everyone found out about it, which is really nice for them. All right, so on this carousel, we got a lot of garbage items, but Negatron wouldn't be so bad for Quicksilver. So even though we've never had a Chosen yet, we are still last pick. Sword isn't too bad either, but I think Negatron's just the best, because you saw in the last game, against Aatroxes, like, you just get your Callista pulled to the center of the fight, and that's not fun for me. It's fun for the other guy, but your Callista just gets smashed right away, and I don't want that to happen anymore. So I get 2 Kennons, which is nice. I'll keep rolling. Maybe we get Sivir 2-star. Maybe we get a Chosen, because this is a great time to roll for a Chosen for a Cultist, because we run a lot of 3-stars, we run a lot of 2-stars, and we run Aatrox at 4-star. So rolling on 7 gives us chances to get Chosens for those at that level, so this is one of the best times to go for it. If we level up, we miss out on the 2-cost Chosens, which means that we can't get Vladimir or Pike as Chosens for our team. So this guy's got Chosen Cat and Assassin IE Darius. That is a spicy Darius. Has anyone tried Assassin Darius before? I kind of want to after watching him do it right now, because that just looks way too fun. But we Elysed him, so joke's on him, I guess. All right, so nothing to do here. We'll just slow roll. Aatrox, nice. Vlad, I guess, is nice. But yeah, you saw the odds there. 40% for 2-cost Chosens, which is like super good at this level. I think at like level 9, you can't get 2-cost Chosens anymore. Don't quote me on that. Maybe you could still get them on level 8. You know where you can find out for sure where to get that? You can go on my website, BunnyMuffins.lol, click on cheat sheets over here, and then scroll down a little bit, and then you see all the Chosen odds right there. So at level 8, we can't get 2-cost Chosens anymore. So again, it was a good decision that I rolled down on level 7 to try to find the 2- and 3-cost Chosens, because that's where most of the Cultist units are. All right, but back to the game. This is the Nasus guy again. Man, I don't know why he didn't want to itemize Nasus. It's like kind of a waste of a Nasus game, you know? All right, so Wolf Camp, not Wolf Camp, Wraith Camp. We want a Zeke's, and maybe, I don't know what we're doing with the other glove yet. Honestly, we just want like an RFC drop right here, but we're obviously not going to get that. So we get a belt, so we do get a Zeke's, which is really nice. And so our items are better than last game. Still not the best items, but Trap Claw isn't too bad either. So Yuumi, that's a nope from me. And at this point, even though we want the Chosen at level 7, we might want to just go level 8, because we do need to hit Zillion for the 9 Cultists. So it's kind of a debate on what we do here. I think both decisions are kind of fine. But I am glad that we rolled a little bit on 7 to try to find a Chosen, but like, we really do need that Zillion even if we hit the Chosen anyway, so I'd rather just roll on 8 at this point, try to get Callista or Sivir Chosen. Oh no, this is a keeper guy, but he didn't build GA Morello on his Kennen. Man, that's such a waste. Oh man, can I get his game instead? I feel like he'd just get first place at that point, you know, because he had it so early with the Chosen Kennen. I don't know. He opted to build Deathblade and Sunfire instead. I don't know. I won't be too harsh to judge, you know, because maybe he doesn't know about the comp. He's probably not subscribed to BunnyMuffins.lol. So this is a Vladimir Cultist Chosen. Unlucky, we saw 2 of Vladimir Cultist Chosen. We want the Cultist. Or sorry, we saw 2 Vladimir Siphoner Chosens when we want the Cultist. But I guess we rolled down a little bit here. It's like we still don't have a Chosen. Man, it's so bad to do this. So again, in your games, we had IE Last Whisper. Just swap to something else. Obviously, I'm doing this to make a video because I wanted to do a Cultist video. But in your games, try not to play like this. You can get away with it at lower levels, as you guys can see here. Like, we're still going to do fine this game. We're at 74 life. But once you get higher and higher, it's going to be harder and harder to get away with that type of play. It's kind of like in any game, that's true, I guess. So it's not kind of like anything. It just is like that in other games. Oh, man, this set's pretty spicy. I'm actually kind of scared. All right, so we got the Zillion. Still looking for the Chosen, but we'll find it in due time, you know? So if you were low health, I would all in and roll down your gold to like 0, finding that like Cultist Chosen, but or like Sivir 3-star, Vlad 3-star, Kalista 3-star. But we're at 74 health, so I'm really not in a rush. All these games I was never really in a rush just because we had so much life total. But you kind of have to adapt your game to every situation, and some games you need to roll it really quickly. Some games you are allowed to wait, and this is one of those games where we are allowed to wait just because we have so much life. But we're kind of a little lower now, so maybe it's not that good quite yet. But we do get this Sivir with the Zeeks. Nothing beats that, because I think that completes our Sivir, and that's the item we want anyways. So I guess even though we don't have the Chosen, we're still getting a little lucky with that. I would prefer like an RFC on Kalista or a Runons on Kalista, but you know, can't always get what you want, as I've been saying this whole time. You know, it's almost like someone should make a song about that. So this guy is now 3-star Darius with Quicksilver. Oh my god. Dude, I want to try this comp also. There are a lot of different comps I want to try. So I'll put this one on my list because, holy cow, look at that. I'm not even mad that I lost that. One interesting thing about the Slayer build is that, or Darius builds in general, is that Darius doesn't actually heal from the Slayer buff. So the Slayer buff, it heals on damage dealt and increases your damage based on the health of your enemy units that you're attacking, but it doesn't actually heal Darius because it's a spell, so it's a little awkward in my opinion. I probably should have replaced Kennen with the Azir. My bad. I think instead I was kind of triggered that I wasn't getting any Cultists chosen, so. But yeah, also my Lee Sin stuck on this Galio here. I was a little irked by that, so the way to avoid that is just swap to the other side or bother the developers of the game to try to fix the bugs in it. Either work, in my opinion, but because we cannot rely on other people to do stuff, just move your units to the other side so Lee Sin does not get stuck. See, a lot of people, they complain about stuff outside of their control when they could do something about it within their control. And like, sure, that bug shouldn't exist, but just because it shouldn't exist doesn't mean we still can't play around it, because we could just move to the other side and then Lee Sin won't get blocked by Galio. Like, there used to be times where you could Zeke's Galio and Chalice of Power him, or even like Zephyr him, which is really funny. But I think they removed those interactions, but I guess he still blocks unit pathing. That's something that's new to me. I guess we give up on Pike because Kalista is more important. And it is at this point I got pretty happy because we got Aatrox chosen. And we have 2 Nikos, remember that. So I'm like, now we could go for Aatrox 3. That'd be pretty cool, right? I've never had one. Unfortunately, we do not have items for him. But we're able to get to 9 Cultists. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm not going for level 9 anymore, because I'm going for Aatrox 3. So I'm just going to slow roll at level 8. And again, that just means roll down to 50 every turn. Pray that we hit. This guy is 8 life right now. But he's got a Trinity Force Nunu, and he's got a set 2. Oh my god. And he's got Rakan 3. Man, this guy's actually pretty strong. It's like deceptively strong. I guess set isn't that deceptive, but and with the Elder Spat, that's kind of goofy, you know? Yeah, I don't think we should be leveling up. I think we should just roll for this Aatrox, because we are just 2 Aatroxes away from getting Aatrox 3. So if we get a good item for him on this carousel, such as Hextech Gunblade, maybe a Jeweled Gauntlet, maybe a Dragon Claw, maybe a Bramble Vest, very possible that we could have a very interesting game. But we are rolling down now for that Aatrox. We are kind of low. We're at 35 life right now. This is different than the other games where we were high health the entire game. So that's why I'm rolling so aggressively right now. It's just because like we're about to die soon. I don't want to have like 1 life before I hit my Aatrox 3. Oh man, that's a spicy Teemo. See, whenever you get a 3-star, you got to be putting items on them. This guy put items on his 3-star Triss and his 3-star Teemo, so he did much better than the guy in our previous game that didn't itemize his 3-star units at all. Because this guy's probably going to get 3rd place because he's got so much life. So yeah, whenever you upgrade your units, like those are going to be your item holders. If not, don't upgrade them, you know? That's a Vlad 3, useless for us, but whatever. Don't need Lee Sin anymore. We were really just looking for Aatrox and maybe some Callistas. Yeah, whenever you do this, you probably should be scouting to see if other people are holding him because Aatrox is one of the most popular units this set. So my bad for not scouting before. I scouted now, saw that no one had it, so I kept rolling. And now we get it. A little too late. That is my B. I think just lock this because we're going for Sivir 3, right? Or maybe we should have just sold Sivir. Yeah, so I make a mistake here. I lock when I should have just sold the Sivir because I have 0 gold and I'm 1 off Callista. So I'm realistically only going for Callista at this point because I don't have enough gold to buy Sivers even if I hit her. Oh man, that Olaf is... Ooh, nice, knock him out. Olaf was a little scary, but not scary enough. All right, so on this carousel, Titans is good, Dragon Claw is good. Dragon Claw is good against the Set, so that is the better item here. Set does magic damage, and then after he does his sit-ups, he does true damage, but he'll tank the first Set ult, which is really nice because that prevents a lot of damage to the rest of my team. But the other guy took it, so we go for the Titans Resolve here. Sunfire isn't that great. We already have a Sunfire, I think, and like late game Sunfire is like pretty weak, so I really don't like that item at all. Yeah, double Nico the Aatrox here. I probably could have rolled first before double Nicoing, or single Nicoing, because I could hit the Aatrox and then maybe I could use it on the Callista instead. But I make a slight mistake there, not the end of the world. Slap this Titans on this Aatrox. You may have noticed that I second row the Callista. That's because she has short range. So whenever you have a short range carry, you don't want to backland them because then they waste time walking up. So that's why I put her there. Also, like, is she even the carry anymore? I don't know. What happened to Aatrox? He's still alive. How come he only has 6 stacks of Titans? Isn't he in the front line? I don't know. Oh no. It's not strong. It's supposed to do like 2,000 damage. Okay, there we go. There we go. But not enough against this guy. Damn. Set 2, too good. Yeah, with Aatrox 3-star, you really need a specific set of items, namely Hextech Gunblade and like some tank items. But we hit the Callista there. Nicely done. We have an extra Sivir if we want, but I think we just want to try to reach level 9 now. But it's a little late in the game, so I guess we could lock for this. I don't think we're actually going to hit the Sivir because this game's not lasting more than 2 rounds. So I just try to position my Aatrox away from the Set because Set's literally the only thing that can stop him. Maybe we could Trap Claw it, but I don't want to run that risk because he could get hit by a different spell before the Set ult. So like, even though you have a 3-star, Set's really good in the late game because he does % health damage. And yeah, when you have a 3-star, they have high % health, or everyone has high % health when they start the game. He has a high health pool, so like Set scales very well against the Aatrox 3. All right, so we get a jeweled gauntlet here. Not bad, not bad. That's pretty good on Aatrox. Would have preferred a Gunblade, but you know, you can only ask for so much. We also got a Nico, so we could find the Sivir and yeah, just Nico her. So that's pretty lucky for us. Slap that on him. Like, look at this. We have 3-star Aatrox, 3-star Elise, 3-star Vlad, 3-star Sivir, 3-star Callista. Hopefully, this does something. Again, it doesn't because Set does % health damage, and later he does true damage. But we're just going to try to avoid his Set with our Aatrox because we don't want our Aatrox getting hit. His team doesn't even have a carry other than Set, I just realized. So Aatrox isn't even that good. He's also got Eternal Winter from Ornn. That is one of the best items, if not the best. All right, so he does the ult there. He actually killed 4 things there. But you guys can kind of see that like Hextech Gunblade, like he just died right there. But Hextech Gunblade does a lot of work. This game is looking pretty good. But then Set ults the Galio and then completely smashes my team. And then he targets the Callista. That's not fair. This guy's at 8 life still. Alright. Yeah, so that's... I mean, we probably needed level 9. Aatrox is good against every comp except for this guy, because all his carries are tanks in the front line. So Aatrox pulling stuff doesn't actually do anything, now that I think about it. But could I really resist not going for Aatrox 3-star? That is the question. He also has Eternal Winter, which is the best Ornn item ever and should be nerfed. Alright. Just do your worst, you know? Boom. And do another boom. Nope, he got eaten by Nunu. Unlucky. Now I am sad. Also, this Rageblade Callista is attacking so slowly. I wish we had Duelist Callista. Yeah, I was pretty sad about this game, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I thought I could do a lot better with this build. But I guess we hit the Chosen so late. And this guy's team honestly counters ours, so tough life, you know? We still got second, which is nice. Able to get to gold from that because we were in like silver 190 LP. So whatever this says, I'm guessing this means congrats. But if someone knows how to translate Japanese, let me know. And yeah, we'll be doing a lot more fun stuff on this account. I'm going to be forcing some build to get to platinum or diamond. Let me know. Do you guys want like a game just to platinum, or do you want like a whole series of gold to diamond, for example? Or like even gold to master. I'll probably do gold to diamond and then maybe diamond to masters. We'll see though. I'll probably do something fun for the next video. This time we did all cultists. Next time we'll do something else. But thanks so much for watching, guys. If you guys are new, hit the like and subscribe if you like the video and if you want to see more videos. And I'll be coming out with the tier list every Friday at BunnyMuffins.lol and on this channel, so I'll definitely see you guys there. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to share and subscribe, and of course smash that like button. Each like is an LP I gain before the next video.